Welcome to episode 4 of Thrift Flips Jewelry Edition. Let's see what piece of jewelry we're going to be flipping today. You guys really loved my last episode, so that one's going to be hard to beat. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel. Looks like I got number 13, and we're going to have to revamp it once again, which means I have to keep it as whatever it is. And then I have to use another thrifted item in order to help me flip the piece, which makes it a lot more difficult because it doesn't give me many options to work with. So this is actually the third episode where I've had to revamp something rather than scrap it. So I think in the next episode, if I get revamp, I'm just going to switch it to scrap so we can try that for the first time. All right, so I found number 13. Now I'm going to go ahead and look for something that I can pair with it. I decided to go ahead and just pick out 2 items just to give myself a little bit more to work with. So I was actually really bummed that I had to revamp this item rather than scrap it because I originally had a vision of what I wanted to do with this piece. I actually wanted to make it like into a bag chain, but we have to keep it as a necklace today, so there goes that idea. So as you can see, it's just a really long necklace, which is really cute, but this is not my style. And I'm going to be taking the beads from this bracelet here, which are really pretty. I think they're resin. And then I'm also going to be taking the beads from these clip-on earrings, which are nice, but way too big, and I definitely would not wear this. So let's go ahead and start disassembling everything. This is always the fun / guilty pleasure part of the flip. By the way, I didn't end up using that tassel. I ended up saving that one for later. By the way, you guys, I just have to say, doing these thrift flips, it's helped me to kind of see some new techniques or how things are made by disassembling them. So I would definitely recommend trying it sometime because you might find a new technique that you've never tried before. Oh my gosh, these earrings were absolutely disgusting after I took it apart, seeing what was underneath all the beads. It was so gross. I did go in and soak all the beads afterwards from the earrings and the bracelet. I soaked it in some hot water with some dish soap just to clean it up of some because this was honestly so gross. You will see. I was trying to do this as slowly and as carefully as I possibly could because I didn't want to accidentally poke myself with the wire and then catch something from it because this was rusty and crusty. I went ahead and did the other pair, and then we had everything disassembled, so now we can finally start designing our new necklace. Since the chains were so long, I thought it would be perfect to do a layered necklace because I would have enough material to do so. So I planned everything out on my bead board, and it was literally the perfect amount, especially for that black chain, the perfect amount in order to do the 2 layers with that. And then of course I had the metal chain. I had plenty of that to work with. So yeah, I was so excited to put this together. I just used a few of the beads from the bracelet and earrings onto some wire to create the center point of the chain. Went ahead and looped those off and then connected them to the ends of the chain using the jump rings that came with it. And you guys, now that I'm editing this video, I'm realizing I didn't put the beads in the correct order. Oh my gosh. Oh well, I didn't notice at the time. So clearly it's not that big of a deal. It still looks fine. So now I'm going to cut the black chain, but I'm not going to cut it directly in half. I'm going to make one shorter than the other. That way one will sit high and the other will sit lower. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to use the finding that I wanted to in order to make this a layered piece. So I'm just going to go ahead and use the fold over crimp ends to finish these black chains. And then I'll just connect everything on a single jump ring, even though I know it's going to look bunched up, like so many pieces on one jump ring. It's not what I wanted, but I'm going to have to make do with it. I'm definitely going to have to invest in some of those layering clasps, so that way in the future, I will have those if I want to make another layered piece. All right, I went ahead and I measured out where I need to cut my chain. And now all the individual pieces are finally set, so I'm just going to add everything onto a jump ring like I said. I ended up adding the original lobster clasp to one side, and then I added the original extension chain on the other end. Oh, and at the very last minute, I decided to add that heart pendant. I didn't think I would use it, but I think it finished it off so nicely. I'm absolutely obsessed with the way this came out. I would totally wear this. Let me know how you guys think I did, and stay tuned for episode 5.